Hello Plymouth, my name's Luke Pollard, I'm your Member of Parliament. Today I'm launching a memorial appeal to Nancy Astor, who was the first woman to take her seat in the House of Commons. Importantly, she was a Plymouth MP. Nancy Astor wasn't the first woman to be elected, that was Countess Markievicz. She was a Sinn Féin Member of Parliament. Now Sinn Féin don't take their seats in the House of Commons, so Nancy Astor was the first woman to actually become an MP and take her seat in the House of Commons. And for me, this is really important, not only to celebrate that achievement of Nancy Astor, but to celebrate Plymouth's achievement as being an area, a city that voted for the very first female MP to take her seat. It's something we should be very proud of as a city. 2018 is the 100th anniversary of women getting the right to vote, and 2019 is the 100th anniversary of Nancy Astor's by-election success in Plymouth Sutton. These anniversaries are really important. It's hard to think that women were denied the right to vote, but 100 years ago they were. There's a cupboard just behind me over there where one of the suffragettes hid themselves to count in the census, to record their place of residence as the Houses of Parliament, demanding that women have the right to vote. We need to celebrate these anniversaries as a reminder of just how far we have come as a democracy. And that's why it's so important that we celebrate Nancy Astor's election. There's a lasting memorial to Nancy Astor actually in the committee corridors of the House of Commons, which is just behind me. This is a little plaque that was unveiled very recently. I think we need to have a memorial similar to this in Plymouth as well. Now it might seem a bit odd that as a Labour MP I'm launching a campaign that celebrates the election of a Conservative MP. But I don't think it is. I want to explain why. I stood on a platform of putting Plymouth first. That means putting the interests of our city ahead of the interests of any one political party, including my own. I think we can have a good cross-party memorial appeal here that celebrates Nancy Astor, what she stood for in terms of being the first woman elected, but also enabling a robust debate, because there are a few things about Nancy Astor's politics that I don't really agree with, and I'm sure you might not as well. But that's not the point of this memorial appeal. I want to see a memorial to Nancy Astor on the home outside Eliot Terrace, which is the property that she donated to the city when she left Plymouth in 1945. It's now the home to Plymouth's Lord Mayor, a ceremonial role that celebrates the best of our city. Having a piece of public art, a memorial to Nancy Astor outside Eliot Terrace on Plymouth Home, I think will be a fitting tribute to someone who made such an important step forwards for our democracy and for equality in our politics. I'm really pleased that in this campaign I've got the support of Nancy Astor's family. Viscount Astor, who sits just down the corridor here in the House of Lords, has lent his support on behalf of the family to creating a lasting memorial to Nancy Astor in Plymouth. I'm really glad. That gives us cross-party support from day one. It gives the support of the family. Now I'm asking for your support. I want Plymouth to get behind this. Let's celebrate the fact that the first woman MP to take her seat was one of our MPs. It might have been 100 years ago, but we're still not yet up to 50-50 representation in Parliament between men and women. There's a lot more that we need to do. But that's why it's so important. This anniversary in 2019, 2 years away today, can be something that we can celebrate. Proudly look back on what Plymouth contributed to women's equality in politics. I'm really proud to be a Member of Parliament, and I'm really proud to represent my home in Plymouth Sutton and Devonport. 98 years ago today, Nancy Astor was elected to represent Plymouth Sutton. Now I want there to be a real celebration of this moment in 2 years' time to celebrate the centenary, 100 years since she was elected. There'll be a lot of anniversaries in the next couple of years that relate to women's role in politics, not only winning the right to vote, but having women elected to the House of Commons. There's still so much more that we need to do as a society. We're not yet on equal pay, even though the laws exist to deliver that. We're not yet on equal representation in the House of Commons, although we're getting there. There's still much more we need to do. And I think it's really important that we tell the story of how Plymouth contributed to women's equality in politics, and what an important step forward Nancy Astor's election meant for our city and for our country and our democracy. Over the next couple of years, we'll be doing fundraising events, activities to get you involved. I'll be sending out information about how people can get involved with the memorial appeal, and using the experience from when I worked with local volunteers on the Michael Foot Memorial, which you can see in Freedom Fields Park now. There's an awful lot to celebrate about our city, and one thing I've asked us to do in every sector, whether that's about education, funding, defence, transport or housing, is remember that we're really quite good at some of this stuff. And we should be not hiding our light under a bushel, then hiding the bushel. There's a lot that we can do to celebrate Plymouth, celebrate our place in history, and a memorial to Nancy Astor, I think, is an important start in that journey. Thanks very much, Plymouth. See you soon.